What is good, everybody? Man, so good to see y'all back here. It is the moment you've all been waiting for. We are starting a new season of my podcast, now rebranded as Chillin. What is going on, chat? What is good, everybody? Y'all show your love. She needs no introduction. Hoyoverse top tier content creator, Kokonata, everybody. Show all the love, everybody.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us. Hope you guys are having fun. We are chilling here in the ice cave. I'm here with my friend Iceman. I am so honored to be here with you. And basically I am a streamer that has been streaming for about 3 years now. I do a lot of Hoyo games, so Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, things like that. I love playing those games, but I'm also actually trying to go into my variety era this year. But of course, I still love my Hoyo games. They'll always have my heart. So yeah.
Oh, variety era. Let's go. Let's go. Expanding out of the Hoyo content creator, Hoyoverse. You know.
Yes.
Maybe pretty soon we'll have the Nataverse, if you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Yes,
let me okay, let me stop there. But anyway, so we already got our first question from Mezzo Shoji. If I said your name correctly, they ask, "Hello, I love the Genshin poster on your wall. May I ask where you got it?"
Yeah, thank you. I got it from a place called Hoyomart. They sponsored me briefly, and I'm gonna actually get the website. Let me see. But it's like hoyomart.com. They gave me a couple Genshin items and just stuff to like show. So they gave me that, and they also gave me this Zhongli keychain here too.
Ooh.
So yes, beautiful man. I love him. He's so beautiful to me.
Miss Geo Daddy, as people on my community people call him, Mr. Geo Daddy himself. I'm also, is that Ganyu I see onto your right, on the little poster on you?
So this poster is Ganyu. Let me see if I could actually want to put the camera up a little bit so I could show you guys. But this is the Ganyu poster. So that's Ganyu.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, there we go. And then over here is actually Yelan. So I have Yelan, I have Jolene, and it's actually signed by Jolene's English voice actress herself. So Kira Buckland signed this one. My mod got it for me, so I'm happy about that. And you guys don't see the poster that's up here, but this one up here is Bayonetta. I love Bayonetta with all my heart.
Oh, I just streamed Bayonetta last year, actually. I streamed the whole series, the first, second, and the third. Underrated series, if you ask me. If you guys haven't played the Bayonetta series, y'all have to play it. If you're into like Devil May Cry, but with a feminine main character, Bayonetta is it for you. Let me tell you.
Yeah, for real.
So for starters, I know you went by a slightly different name before you became Kokonata. I think it was Nata.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Oh, I know your name is now. I used to keep calling you Natalie, but it's actually Natasha.
Yes.
So how did Kokonata come about?
So what happened was that I had Nata since I was like 14, right? I'm actually about to be 28 in literally 6 days. So I'm gonna be 28 very soon. But
happy early birthday.
Yes, thank you. I was Nata since like I was a teenager. But I remember I think like a year and a half or like 2 years into the streaming space, like into my streaming career itself, I thought to myself, okay, I'm hearing how everybody says Nata, and I feel like I don't know why. I even when I say it, it doesn't roll off the tongue that pretty, and I'm starting to realize I should probably change it because Nata just sounds kind of weird, and sometimes some people might say like Nata, and I'm like but it's because you can't help it. Everybody has a different pronunciation, and I feel like Nata was just kind of getting kind of old for me, and I needed to change to something new, something that was more marketable, because I felt like Nata was only marketable and great for so long. It's the end of an era, and I still love that username. But I was talking about it with my husband, and I was thinking, like, what else should I change it to? Because I'm terrible with names. I need to think about it, right? But something that is still authentic to me. I don't want to go by an alias that doesn't show like my name itself. Like, I don't want to go by an alias that's another name. I want something that's authentic to me, because something that it has Nada in it. Because I'm Nada forever, right? I'm Nada forever. But I need something that kind of incorporates that. And even if I wasn't going to be Nada Nada, I still wanted to have something that involved the name itself. So my husband and I kind of like formulated together, because he is like that man. He is like my manager. He helps me so much. My God, my right hand man. And he kind of brought the idea like, hey, what about Kokonata? And I'm like, wait, like Coco de Nada, like based on the like the snack, I believe, based off like Coco Me, based off of, you know, just those things. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I actually like it. Okay, all right, let's do it. Well, actually, no, wait, I lied. At first, I lied. At first, I didn't like it. I lied. At first, I was like, ugh, but I don't know. I don't know if I should change it to that. And he's like, okay, well, what do you want to change it to? And I'm like, what if I don't want to change it? But then I kind of realized, like, no, the whole purpose is to change my name and to have like a different era. And I just decided, you know what, it's time. And Kokonata is a pretty name, so I was like, let's just do it. And I feel like it's more marketable. I feel like it's more me, more who I am now, as opposed to who I have been for so long.
Yeah. That's what's up. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, sometimes if you have that significant other, that can help inspire a lot of things, right?
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
That's incredible. That's amazing. Now, getting into your streaming, I guess for starters, how did you get into? What got you into streaming exactly?
The funny thing is that I wanted to stream many years before I actually did start. I have. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. So I have a thing where fear is super big with me. I definitely have learned to manage it, especially ever since starting like streaming, and I just I remember thinking to myself years ago, right? I was thinking to myself, okay, I need to find a way to like start playing games on stream. I need to stop being so shy about it. Because the thing is that I had this misconception that you had to be good, really good at the games to be able to make, you know, I guess like a following off of streaming. But I remember I have a friend, and I will never forget her, Kana. Kana told me, right? She said, you know, you don't have to actually be great at the game. You don't have to be stellar. A lot of people actually are personality based. So, hey, you get my
I was gonna say, I saw your.
I was trying so hard to not. Let me get this girl out the door really quick.
Oh God! I was.
All right, so I'm gonna start over. I had this misconception for years that I had to be really good at a game to actually be able to stream on Twitch. Otherwise, like, what am I doing here? I'm being an imposter. I'm wasting space, quotation marks. I was very hard.
Exactly.
My fear was extremely hard on me. But I remember I have a friend, and I will never forget her. Her name is Kana. And she told me, you know, you don't actually have to be amazing at the game to be on Twitch. You don't have to be amazing at games to be on Twitch and stream. A lot of people have a big following, actually, and it's because of their personalities mostly. And if you actually see their gameplay, it's not great, but like, it doesn't matter, because it's like they have humor, they have wit, they have personality, and they have a sense of actually being interactive with their community and stuff like that. So it's not just gameplay centered and focused, it's who you are as a gamer as well. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it then. All right, you convinced me. And ever since then, it was history from there. So I'm glad.
Look at you now, Twitch partner. You actually got to sing in a Hoyoverse related, which I want to talk about that as well. You actually got to lend your voice towards an actual Hoyoverse video, actually.
It was amazing. Like, yeah.
That's incredible. How did all that come about? That must have been like a dream come true for you.
It truly was, because I told myself, like, ever since hearing the music of like Genshin Impact, for example, because that's the first Hoyoverse game I've played, I remember just thinking like, I would love to sing on something of this. Like, I would love to just be a part of this, because I mean, I my number one goal, right? My number one goal is to be a singer. Being a streamer is amazing, amazing, fantastic. I love being a content creator. This is amazing, and I'm still going to be doing this for a long time. But my end goal in life is to be a singer, always. So, I found out that there was a singing contest for Honkai Impact 3rd, which is another Hoyoverse game. And they were saying that they wanted people to do a cover of the song Moon Halo. And they said that whoever wins would be featured, I think to have like a feature on like for Hoyoverse, and like have potential to work with them in the future. And I was like, of course I want to do this. Are you kidding me? This is the opportunity. So I just decided to do it, and I did my cover of Moon Halo, and I submitted it to HoyoLab, and a lot of other people submitted it too. And I didn't actually think I was going to get first place. I'm not gonna lie, but I was just happy to do it because, I mean, we all have that thing in life that we love to do so much that it doesn't matter if like we win at it. It doesn't matter if like we get the best at it. It's something that we love so much that we would just do it because of our love for it, no matter what the results yield. It's our passion.
Exactly.
And singing is mine. And so I put in my entry, and I was like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I'm very happy that I got to do this. And I woke up one morning, and I saw posts congratulating me. And I was like, what's going on? Congratulating on what? Because I just woke up, so I'm still like pretty drowsy. And I see that I actually got first place. And I was screaming, and I was like, no way! That's so hilarious. Like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. They invited me to have somebody fly to my house to do an interview and ask me just about the entire process. And it is on Honkai's official channel. And then later on, like I think a few months later, they asked me, they reached out to me and they were like, hey, do you want to work on another thing with us? And I said, yeah, I would love to. And they said, okay, we have this song called Reverie, and we would love for you to sing on it. Can you sing on it for us? And I was like, yes, yes, yes. So they paid for me to have a studio session, and it was fantastic. It was actually my first time in a professional studio because I do everything at home, right? Way less money. But
right.
I actually got to be in the studio and sing professionally with a professional like engineer. It was one of the best experiences of my like entire life. I will like brag about it forever.
Hey man, that's like a big W to be able to. Yeah. You were with the Hoyoverse, your dream. Like it was like everything everything that you could hope and wish for. This just came true right there. That's amazing. That's incredible. I assume this is a guy that I followed for a while. He's a big content Genshin Hoyoverse creator, Doro44.
Yes, I do know him. Yep, we're mutuals.
And have y'all ever thought of collaborating together for a project maybe?
I would like to. I think so one of my resolutions this year as a content creator is actually to have more collaborations, because I feel like I kind of dropped the ball in collaborating last year. I feel like I didn't do collaborations really kind of at all. I didn't make my time for it on my schedule, so that's on me. But I made a resolution to myself, a lot of resolutions as a content creator, so many. But one of them is to actually have like a monthly collaboration, reach out to creators and see if they want to collab, not just on like Hoyo related stuff, but also just for other games. So yeah, Doro's on my list, and I would definitely be asking him. I don't know when. I don't know what month it's gonna be. Probably not January because it's already like we're halfway through the month. But definitely during the year. There's a lot of creators I want to collaborate with. And what I have done though, I will say this. So every single year I like to host a Genshin / Hoyoverse community meetup, and every single streamer who plays like Hoyoverse games, I will invite every single person that I know is going to TwitchCon for the meetup. So even if I don't do collaborations on content, I always like to get everybody together. It's like one big old gotcha family. But yes, absolutely.
Hell yes.
Yeah. And I reached out to Doro about that too, but I know that he didn't go. I don't think he went to TwitchCon last year, did he? I don't remember. No, I don't think he did. But the year before, when he was he was thinking of going, I did reach out to him, but he wasn't able to go to TwitchCon. But he would have been there. He said he would have been there if anything. So, yes. I will say that I am going to be working on what I like to do twice a year. It's called Genshin's Got Talent, and it's basically, think about a talent show, and you have, what I do is I like to involve a lot of people who make Hoyoverse related art, songs, foods. Let's say if they like to copy the food recipes that are on Genshin or just anywhere Hoyoverse related, and I like to invite people over who can do really good damage as well, but in a way that doesn't make it catering to whales, so that it's fair to free to play as well.
Right.
So the way that we do it, but it's called, we usually call it Genshin's Got Talent, but because of Star Rail and how popular it is and how much of a big boom it's gotten, we want to call it Hoyo's Got Talent instead. Something like that. We're still formulating it, but it will be happening. We like to do it twice a year. Last year it was only once, but this year we're gonna go back to doing it twice. So early this year, it's gonna happen.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Speaking of dishes in Genshin, have you yourself tried to cook any of those dishes yourself?
No, the funny thing though is that I remember there was this one bartender event in Genshin where you can put some ingredients together. And I wish so bad I would have made a YouTube video actually trying to do that in real life and seeing how nasty the drinks would have been. Because, in the game, it looks fantastic, delicious.
Right.
Oh, you just put these things together, these concoctions. Cool. But, like, imagine trying it in real life. Obviously, it's not going to work the same way. It was really funny. I forgot the ingredients because it was so long ago. But I wish that if that bartender event ever comes again, I will make a YouTube video actually trying to do the recipes in real life. But because I feel like making drinks is probably a little easier for me, maybe, I don't know, than making the recipes. But another goal I have this year is to cook more and make more foods and try more of a variety of foods. So cooking Genshin recipes would be really cute to try to start that out with.
Oh, all right. That sounds like fun. That's what's up. Is there, I guess, outside of Genshin, I guess, is there any recipe anything you like to cook a lot of, or do you like to cook in general? I guess.
For me, really the only thing I like to make every single day is matcha. I have problems. Because what I'll do is
It's what? I'm sorry.
Matcha tea. Matcha, it's not a food.
Okay.
So the only thing I like to make every single day is matcha tea, an iced matcha tea latte, because that's my type of caffeine. Because I don't like coffee. That's a fun fact about me. I know, that's bad.
Oh wow.
I don't like coffee because the thing is I just don't like the taste. It's too strong for me, and my body doesn't do great with too much caffeine. I feel like because I have anxiety, so I've had caffeine before. I've had coffee and it made me feel too jittery, and I didn't like the taste either, so it was weird. But matcha's that good. It's way more chill because it's way less caffeine. That's what I make every single day, because usually I'm more of a toasting type of lady. I'll toast, I'll just make me some eggs, grilled cheese. Sometimes I would like to make macaroni and cheese. If I cook anything, it's pasta. That's my problem. I like to make pasta a lot, so yeah.
Oh, pasta is one of my favorite dishes.
Yes. Yes.
Especially Alfredo, chicken Alfredo. It's
yes.
Probably
Same.
Yo, chicken Alfredo. I can make many variations of that. I'll put spinach, put spinach and bacon on that. Delicious.
I love a good Cajun chicken pasta. I love it.
Oh, I've had that once before. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. Let me tell you. All right, so Nata, I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Honkai and Genshin.
Mm-hmm.
It's all but the husbandos and waifus.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
So, who are your crushes?
Okay, I got so many, but I have my number ones in each game. Genshin Impact, Yelan. I love her. She is the woman that we meet when we are in the chasm and do that chasm quest. Blue, blue outfit and short hair, the bluish blackish, or no, I forgot to explain it. And then in Honkai Star Rail, it's Kafka. Kafka is a great woman. She does not know fear. This woman does not feel fear because she knows she knows everything that's going to happen. She knows when she's gonna like die. She knows. She's crazy, but God, I love her. She is such a crazy character and so calm about it too. Besides that though, besides like Yelena and Kafka, everybody knows that those are like mothers. I love them. I do like El Hatham. I like who else? Of course I like Zhongli. I like Diluc. I like Dr. Ratio.
Yeah.
I'm excited for him.
Oh man, I still can't believe that he's free.
I
He
can't
is a
believe he's
free
free too.
because I got to play his I don't know if you probably played the story where
Yes.
yeah, so I can't I got to play him. So for those that don't know, Dr. Ratio is an imaginary hunt character. I think he's the first imaginary hunt character we've had that's in the game. You get it for free, I believe, sometime this coming week. And what's funny about him is first of all, he's voiced by the same person who voices a Nouvelette.
What?
I don't. Yeah,
No
it's the
way.
same. I looked that up. It's the same voice actor.
No way.
The guy who voices Nouvelette voices Dr. Ratio,
Rachel.
and he reminds me of some of the math teachers I had in school, where they're really really strict, and if you f up, if you do something wrong in math, they'll kick you out the classroom and stuff.
Yeah.
Dr. Ratio reminded me of that, especially during his follow-up. There'd be one follow-up where he'll say 0 points next, and then or one, my favorite one is fail, good job.
Yes, that's the one that I was thinking about. Get out of here.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Every time I hear that line, I cannot help but laugh because it reminds me so much of my math teacher. Now, granted, I still did well in math, but that's another story for another time. But anyway, yeah, I saw you. I saw when you saw I saw your thing on IG where when Dr. Rachel was in the tub and I saw the reaction. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be Nata's #1 husbando when he drops.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man.
I still have love from Welt. How could I forget to mention Welt? He was my #1 forever. He was my #1 for ever since the beginning. A #1 man. I'll say that specifically because my #1 in general is Kafka. Yeah. Kafka's my #1 woman in Honkai Star Rail, and for a long while, Welt has been my #1 man in Honkai Star Rail. He is a very wise, very sweet, old man because he's canonically from Honkai Impact 3rd, coming from being he's coming from a whole nother universe, which is crazy to me. And I love his history and his story too. But yeah, Dr. Ratio, man, I'm forgetting about Welt a little bit ever seeing Dr. Ratio. I don't know. Even though I like Welt's personality better because I feel like Welt he's more there for the kids. He is, I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah, he's the kind of guy that he's the really intelligent guy, but he acts kind of he's kind of to himself a lot.
Yes.
But you could tell that he cares for the people around him and everything. He's the kind of person where if there's a crisis, he tries to keep calm and think about every possibility, what to do. He has a plan A, a plan B, a plan C in his head and everything.
He cares about his express crew. He cares about that's his
Oh,
family.
yeah. Let's step off the Genshin and let's get to know Nata outside of Twitch and everything. What kind of hobbies do you like to do outside of streaming and singing, of course?
Yeah. I also like to narrate. I'm actually working on doing some voice acting auditions and stuff like that. So because I think it'll be really fun. Yeah. I've been auditioning for roles and stuff like that, and I've been doing audiobooks. So I've had some audiobooks that have come out this year, or actually last year, and there's gonna be a few more that are coming out this year too that I'm excited about. Everything that I've been doing lately has been just so I've been so head focused on career stuff, trying to just get trying to get roles and trying to figure out what to do in my career. But other than that, I like to play with my dog and I like to eat. And
we saw earlier.
yes, we saw her earlier. Oh my god. But what else? I guess I also like to, just I like to keep in touch with my friends. The thing is that like I've made a bunch of personal revolutions too. Revolutions, yep. I've made a bunch of personal resolutions too, and one of them
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with the little friendly revolution. Ain't nothing wrong with that one bit.
Very true. One of my resolutions is also to just keep in touch with my friends better, because I feel like I have not been able to just have that really good time management lately. And what I've been doing is lately I've just been keeping in touch with my friends and seeing how they're doing. So catching up with friends is also something I've liked to do. So speaking about which, recently I got invited to my high school reunion because it's been about 10 years since I graduated.
High school reunion. Woo woo! Let's go.
So I decided that I'm actually gonna go, and it's like it's so funny, right? Because I remember thinking to myself how much I hated my high school when I recently graduated. I was like, oh, I never want to touch ground in this place ever again. Like, I hate this place, blah, blah, blah. But it's been so many years later, I feel like my outlook just like completely changed. You know what I mean? And like, we were in a school with a whole bunch of other teenagers that were also just changing as we were changing as well. And I'm excited to see everybody again. I'm excited to actually like make friends, because I want to be outside more, you know what I mean? And this is a great chance to be outside, and I think it would be really fun. And I don't feel the same way that I did at all those years ago when I recently graduated. I really don't. Do I miss high school? No. I like where I'm at now better, but
I'm the same boy.
Yeah. But I'm grateful for the experiences. I will say that. I don't have disdain the way I used to have.
I know this might be a bit of a touchy subject. Was it different? Was it? I know you're like me. You're also on the spectrum, being neurodivergent. Was high school like a lot difficult for you growing up? Was school a lot difficult?
Math was specifically. Everything else I was fine in. So math was it took me hours to understand things the way that other people could understand it in way less time. So I had to really force myself to just understand the concepts and make myself like spend an entire day trying to study a lesson so I could be able to finally get it, just for myself to forget it in a couple of days. It was like, I don't know if that has to do with my autism, and I don't know. But I think if it did affect anything, school, like academically, it was my math. But I feel like I'm stellar at English. And music, I feel like if anything, it probably only helped me in music. Socially is where I really was kind of needing help. Because the thing is, I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know, because I didn't get diagnosed with autism until I was 22, I think. I think it was 22. 21 or 22. Yeah, I got diagnosed late. I found out that women usually get diagnosed later. I was seeing statistics. I guess like depending on how the symptoms are portrayed, depending on how it's like portrayed and stuff, that women usually get diagnosed later. And because like for some reason, like I guess it's not as easy to see, I guess, in the way that it depends on personality too. And I was like, okay, yeah. And because I was wondering as an adult, like what's wrong with me? Because I remember thinking to myself, right, as an adult, I was afraid to drive for so long. I didn't start driving until I was like 22 or 23. And I live in Florida, and in Florida, it's not like, it's not like you live up north where you can just be able to walk places and you'll be good without a car. You need a car if you want to go anywhere at all.
In Texas, it's the same way. It is the exact same way.
I've been to Texas. It's huge. You cannot be able to
walk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially in my neck of the woods. But yes, I could definitely relate. Except for me, it's just weird. In math, I was like a genius. Like, yeah, I could look at a problem, I could look at a number, look at the problem, and I could just like, it's like building a PC. You look at the bits and pieces of it, figure that out, and then you kind of put it together like a Lego. Because I used to play with Legos and put things together when I was young. So I guess that's naturally what made me good at math. But when it came to English, I was horrible. It was my worst subject. I hated it. Like I would read, if I read a whole bunch of words and then like it just wouldn't stick. It just wouldn't stick with me. Like I could read, but I couldn't like comprehend. Like they would be like, what was you trying to infer? I'm like, huh? Like it was like, what does this word mean and everything? Of course, I mean, but I got diagnosed with autism when I was born. So, so I had a lot of difficulty in school, and socially it was actually harder for me because I had a really hard time, making friends because my speech. I had a speech impediment, which I still do a little bit today, although I'm able to manage it a bit better. And there were so social cues that, like, to be honest, to be neurodivergent, social cues it was like learning another language, basically.
Oh my God, yes.
It was.
Yeah.
It's like they'll be like, okay, if they're acting a certain way, it's this. But for us, it's like they'll be like, it's like no say yama, speak another language. I'm like,
oh my God, yeah.
You'd be like,
yeah,
huh? Yeah. So
social
I could definitely.
Hard.
It is. Even I'll be honest. Even as an adult, even as us adults now, it's still we still have our. It's still kind of hard to be in a social circle a bit. I feel like it's harder to make friends now than it was back when we were children. But then
I totally agree.
But then because you're at the point in your life where like the adults you know what you want in life and everything, whereas back in the day you just wanted to be cool, you just want to hang around with the cool people, myself included. So but at the same as an adult now you're kind of, even though you hated how your childhood went, you're also thankful for it, because you realize how it made you the person that you are today.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like I'm grateful for like who I am today. Like who I am today, I'm so happy that I'm able to be the person that
You
I am.
should be.
Thanks.
I mean, look at you, Hoyoverse, official Hoyoverse Content Creator. You've won so much, not only in streaming but in life as well. You're married to a good man. You got a good home over your head. In my book, that's success. That's a big W. So you should be proud of yourself. I'm sure I can speak for your community. I can speak for the chat when I say you should be incredibly proud for what you've done, for everything that you built. It was all you, Nata. It's all you.
Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful for it, and I'm grateful for my village as well, because like one of the biggest things that I believe in my life is that it does take a village. It takes a village when it comes to having like a child, like a family and stuff like that. No, I'm not like a mom or anything like that, but I just feel like usually people say that when it comes to like a child, but I also believe that it takes a village when it comes to support. And it's a whole community of people that are part of this, the people that have helped me, the people that have been with me, the people that have gave me suggestions, the people that suggested for me to stream in the first place. I'm always gonna like have these people in my mind, because it's like I want to make sure to give myself credit for my parts as well, but to also not forget those who have helped me to get to where I'm at today. Because like this room, suck at design. I suck at like decorating things. I'm not a fashionista.
Oh man, me too. Me too.
I wish I was, but like, Angel helped me with this decoration, and then I also got like gifts from people and stuff like that, and it's just putting everything together. Like again, this was a gift. This poster was a gift from my mod, and this poster was a gift from my mod, and this was a gift from like a sponsor, and it really is like a community thing. And but this is not me trying to erase my credit either. Like I want to just put it out there that I am genuinely grateful for The village.
Yeah, like
my village.
you're, you know, like I say to my community, you know, it's a we community. I mean, you're, I'm like, you're the voice, you're the voice of it, you're the leader of it. But it was all this is a collection of everything that you and the community have done. Like I say with my community, you know, that's why I say, you know, we're a we community.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. The W community. Let's
W-
go.
W community indeed. All right, so I gotta ask you. Okay, you earlier at the start of this podcast stated that you want to get more into variety.
Yeah.
So, are there any games in particular that you're wanting to get into, or like anything that has kind of caught your interest? Maybe Baldur's Gate or Lethal Company, which I'm going to be which, as I said earlier, I'll be transitioning into that right after this podcast.
Yes. I'm hella interested. Like I'm super interested in. I'm very interested in Baldur's Gate. I'm gonna be having an actual journey through Baldur's Gate and actually finishing the game because I have. Last year, I've had problems with starting off another game and just scrapping the rest of my progress and just going back to Genshin. It's like the Hoyoverse curse. And I don't want to keep on doing that, you know? So I want to actually finish. I want to do a Baldur's Gate journey and finish it. And then also, Tekken 8. I am so excited.
Yes! Yes!
Oh my god.
I
know. Oof.
I'm going to be honest, I take this with all due respect. That is the last thing I would have expected you to say. Tekken 8. Yes. I am looking forward to that game because I'm a huge fighting aficionado fan, and that is one of the games I am looking forward to. I believe it comes out a couple of weeks.
Actually, it's about to come out pretty soon. When is it? Like January 26th is when it's.
Yeah, it comes out Friday after next. Yes, yeah. And I've been looking at. Okay, it looks. I actually got to play the online beta.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It was Let me tell you,
like
fighting games was something gold last year. If Tekken is any indication, yo. Also, the Azucena, who I think is the Peruvian girl with the dance moves.
The one who loves like coffee.
Yeah, the one who's coffee. Now that I can see you maining her. Her personality is so you. Like I literally see her in you. I like no cap. I'm not joking.
I love that. Thank you. I'm gonna just pretend that she's saying matcha. I'll be like, yeah, I love matcha. But yes, like she's so fun. The character that I'm really excited to use is this Frenchman. What was his name? Was it?
Oh, Victor Chevalier. I can't. I'm not good with my French, but yeah.
No worries. I'm not even French. Like, that was my best attempt.
Hey, it sounds authentic to me.
Thank you. So I actually do like I like fighting games, but I don't actually like fighting other people in fighting games, which sounds like it makes no sense. But what I mean by that is
what
I like the story because story mode. I love story mode, so I'm excited for story mode when it comes to Tekken 8, and I'm also. Another thing about me is that I love the storyline of like Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat storyline and everything from Mortal Kombat itself. And I want to actually play Mortal Kombat story mode. I have to get MK1. I've been so bad. I haven't gotten it. But yeah, but I'm excited for Tekken 8.
Do you have any consoles by any chance?
Well, I got PS5.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Nice. So PS5, Switch, that's what I got really. Obviously, I'm not going to play. Have you heard about Mortal Kombat on Switch? Like MK1 on Switch? I can't believe they even have. That's crazy, and the quality is terrible. It was so funny to watch the difference. It was like day and night.
Yeah. Let's not. Yeah, the Switch version is yeah. So we were talking about fighting games and Mortal Kombat 1. So I have it on PS5. Thank goodness I didn't get it on the Switch because, as you said earlier, it's bad. It's pretty bad. But
it's terrible.
I'll be honest. If someone can explain the recent storyline, I would pay you like $100 right now because that storyline is it's like me trying to understand Kingdom Hearts, which I just started playing a couple weeks ago. I started from the first game, and from what I've heard, the storyline is pretty much all over the place.
Yeah.
So, but Mortal Kombat 1 storyline is kind of sort of, it's a reboot of a reboot of a reboot. If that makes, well, anyway, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but basically, everything you knew about Mortal Kombat before, just throw it out the window. That's the best way I can describe it to y'all. Speaking of which,
to me.
yeah, I just play it for the gameplay and everything.
That's fair.
Speaking of which, Chameleon, spelled with a K, the female variant, will be coming out as a cameo character, I believe, Tuesday. Yep, it's coming Tuesday.
Okay.
And so I'm an Astra main. For those that don't know, Astra, she's the good demon, the demon who she wants to purge all the evil from her and everything. Anyway, where's the hat and the sword? It has the sword. Yeah. So that's who I use. I think it's the only character I use. I also use, of course, I gotta use Sub-Zero because I'm Iceman. But anyway, I have one more question for you before we do everyone's favorite segment where we flip the script. I become the guest. She becomes there we go. She's become the host. Yeah, my webcam's kind of mirrored, so no right is left, left is right. Anyway, if you had to give one piece of advice to someone who wanted to get into content creating, or even anyone who wanted to get, if anyone who had like a passion for content creating, or getting into streaming, voice acting, whatever, what is the one piece of advice you would tell them?
Definitely say, and this is something I'm still learning for myself, but the more you stay in your mind about it, the less you'll act on it. And what I mean by that is basically, don't worry so hard about how it's gonna come out and everything. Like, to start out, when it comes to starting out, just go, just get it done. It's okay, because you're gonna probably be bad at the start, and that's okay. That's how you learn, and that's how you get better. Don't be afraid to be bad. Don't be afraid to be bad. But you have to remember to learn from your mistakes. So make sure that you go. Like, yes, formulate a plan. I'm not saying not to think at all, but don't stay in your head, because staying in your head is going to stop you from being able to have that successful reality. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to start out bad, but make sure that you learn, and don't kick yourself. Have fun, and you'll figure out your groove, because everybody has a different groove, right? And it's okay. Like, you're gonna start out, and you'll be able to find yourself from there, and it will get better as long as you always keep on improving, as long as you're always looking into yourself and seeing what you can do. So just go. Basically, just go, and don't be afraid to start out bad.
Wow. That is incredible advice right there. That's something that I've been doing this. I think we've been around the platform around the same amount of time, 3 years. We'll be 4 years in April. And that's the one thing that I guess is like, if the more I think about it, the more I'm not going to do it,
Right.
So when you said stop, just kind of just act on it, I felt that. And that's something I'm working on myself, is
too, honestly,
because I have a lot of content creating ideas and everything, and oftentimes I'm scared to act on it. It's my imposter syndrome kicking in and everything, and also just because it's like, what if I fail? What if something goes wrong? I mean, it's your first time, so something it's not gonna fit. You're gonna fail. There's not gonna be a lot. I don't want to say you're not gonna fail, but it's not gonna go well the first time. This is part of the process. It's a learn. That's it. Content creating is a learning experience. You learn more about who you are. You learn more about you kind of learn about the audience and everything. And if I could add one piece of advice, don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about the numbers, because the numbers is just a bonus at the end of the day. I mean,
Absolutely.
Just be yourself. I will also don't put on a persona. Be your authentic self. Like if you're, because eventually someday the people that look up to you, that like your content, you're gonna meet them in real life one day. I've done that I've done that so many times, and once they see you for who you are in person, and it's like, oh, so you're the exact same person you are on camera, and it just makes the connection so much better, and it's a feeling that's just so great.
Truly. My first stream was like terrible. It was actually genuinely terrible, because I talked, I like said on Twitter, hey, I'm going live, right, for my first stream, and I guess some person that was anonymous and that just like did not like me. I still don't know. I don't know who it was, but they just kept sending the most mean things on the stream while I was just trying to play the game. And I didn't even know how to ban them. I didn't even know how to ban them. I had to like figure it out and stop myself playing the game to figure out how to ban them. It was so
man.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I'm glad I didn't give up. Because if I gave up on that first stream, then none of this would be happening right now. And
exactly.
Yeah. So don't be afraid if your first stream is not good. Like, that just builds your character,
Exactly. And when I started streaming, I was streaming through a PS4.
Yeah.
So, I had no camera, none of that, no mic, nothing. I didn't, and over time, I also work full time as well. So over time, I was able to slowly build myself. And that's the thing about stream. It's a slow climb. It's a learning process. It's something that you just have to keep doing. And every once in a while you can change it up a bit, but it's a slow process. And different people progress differently. Some people are more naturally talented than others, and that's the key thing. Talent is something natural, but skill is something you build. By the way, credit to Will Smith, even though the Chris Lunch slap and everything, but that's not important. Important thing is you can build a talent is something that is natural. Skill is something that's man-made. You can build upon that.
Absolutely.
But anyway, we have come to the point of the podcast where it's time to switch places. So Nada is now the host. I'm now the guest. And Nada, earlier this week, I said you could ask me one question, and you wanted to ask me. So Nada, the floor is yours.
So as your host, I'm here to ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it may be kind of basic, but I feel like it still stands, especially since it's still the beginning of the year and there's time to make these ideas and formulate these ideas. But what is your biggest goal for 2024? Whether as a creator, as a person, as both, what are you thinking? What's your biggest goal or biggest goals?
Great. That's a great question. So my biggest goal this year, so I have two.
Okay.
I have two. One is streaming related. The other one is personal. But my personal goal is to be more consistent with my weight training, with my fitness. Gotcha. I feel like last year I wasn't as consistent. Like I was kind of in and out with my diet and everything. So, but this year I want to be more disciplined with my fitness and everything. I want to just be more consistent. That is my fitness. As far as my content creating goals, it's okay. So it's two parts. The first part is just to try out new things that I was scared to do before. Like for example, for those I think a lot of people have contributed towards my community challenge while I will play Outlast, those which is a super scary horror game, and most those that don't know, I literally have heart attacks playing horror games, but I think at the end, but at the same time, you know, I want to at the same time get out of my comfort zone, and you know, do some things in content that I've never done before, and you know, conquer and I guess conquer my so-called fear of horror games. I mean, you know what I know it's kind of a weird thing to say, but yeah, you know, just you know, just realize, you know, it's a game, and the feelings that you have while playing horror games, it's just it it also wouldn't be a horror game, right? So, but you know, for my audience, for my community, I'm doing this for them. I'm also doing it for myself. So there's that. The other one is I've actually wanted to get into the Twitch Black Guild. That is going to be that is another big goal of me this year. And also by, you know, networking, improving my networking a bit. I felt like my network kind of fell off towards the end of the year, but I want to be more consistent. You know, I want to be more consistent. You know, hanging out with people's streams, both on stream and like in like a Discord or and whatnot, and be more consistent with that. So those would be my biggest goals for 2024, personally and in stream.
Regards to joining the Twitch Black Guild, I am actually part of the Twitch Women's Guild and Latin Guild. So, and of course, we talk to everybody that is in the Twitch Black Guild as well. So, what I could definitely do is I don't think they have applications open this time. Dang! If I would have known from last time, I would have sent you a letter. I'm so sorry, because they are allowing I don't know if you know this, but they last year I think after TwitchCon they started allowing affiliates as well to come to apply to the guilds. And so you don't have to wait until partner to be able to apply. But I can definitely see if they are, like, for real, I can keep in touch with you and see if applications are open, if they're like any time or just once in a while. But I will keep in touch with you. When I see applications open again, I got you.
I appreciate that, Nata. Yo, show your love for Miss Kokonata, everybody. Yo, go to look at that, caring for her community, right there. I really appreciate that. For those that aren't aware, I am hosting my first ever raid train next month, showcasing Black content creators. It's called the Black Excellence Raid Train. It's going to be next to the last week in February. And so that's going to be on the 22nd through the 24th, hosted by me. There'll be about 10, 15 other Black content creators as well. So y'all look forward to that. And I do have a couple of open spots. So if anybody wants to join, you can shoot me a DM. Or if you know of any Black content creators that would like to be a part of it, go ahead and spread the word around. All right. So Ron's question asks, what's the toughest thing about Twitch partnership in your honest opinion? And how have you overcome said obstacles as a Twitch creator?
Question. So basically, a lot of people like to do a thing called partner push, and I'm not gonna lie, I did do partner push before I ended up reaching partner. And the thing is, when you're putting so much energy into putting like so much energy that you're putting in yourself and putting into the content in order to reach partner, when you do reach partner, there's a lot of hype. I had a partner celebration subathon. The hype around that was fantastic, right? But then after that, the hype does die down, and people may sometimes just go to focus on another person who's reaching partner because like there's a lot of hype there. But the hype after reaching partner is kind of like not really there as much, you know, because it's kind of okay, like, you know, not party's over, but it's kind of just, it's like January after the holidays, essentially, you know. And how I've overcome said obstacles is basically just keeping hype via events, community related events, like putting stuff that the community can be able to participate in, still having events like that, because you're reaching partner itself, it's a great accomplishment. You know, it's not something to scoff at, but it's not the end. it's really just kind of the beginning if you think about it, right? There's so much that you have to do. There's so much that you have to do if you want to keep on growing. You still have to think to yourself, okay, how can I change my, do I change my setup? Do I change like gameplay and stuff like that? Do I change things like that, And I still try to keep the hype up with like community related events, and also just putting content out there. You still have to put in the work that you were putting as affiliate. Like, you still need to make sure that you are putting your content out there on other platforms, make sure that you are doing new things. And it's just basically, in short, to overcome the obstacles, take a little break if you need to. Like, don't burn yourself out, please. I've learned that the hard way. But when you're back, hit the ground running and keep on innovating.
Yes. Take breaks. And Ron hit it on the head right there. One of my closest trusted friends said the same thing. That's where the true work begins. You become a role model on the platform and are going to be held to a higher standard. Definitely.
More careful for sure, because you don't want to like end up ruining your hard work and losing the check mark, God forbid. It's hard to lose it. I've never had a situation where I faced the possibility of it, but yeah, it's just got to make sure that you have to be a little more responsible now that you're partner too. So
exactly.
It's a great journey.
Exactly. And I've actually had a couple of Twitch partners on my show previously that pretty much said the same thing that Nata you said is it's like like at a job where you get promoted to like manager and something, you're kind of held to a higher it's kind of like that in a way.
Absolutely.
And so you have a bigger reputation when you get to that next level, when you get to that next step. So, and if I would even go as far as to say, even as an affiliate, you're held, even as an affiliate, you're held to a certain degree as well. You're like people even as affiliates, people look up to you, and if you're doing something crappy and everything, and you get exposed for it, that's it. Like, like it's a wrap. Like you're done. You're canceled. So as long as you're a good person, both online and offline, and trust me, I've known, unfortunately, some people that are on the other end, unfortunately, but as long as you're genuine, you're true, and you're a good person to your community, sky's the limit.
Yep, absolutely.
So before we go, is there any last words you wanna pass on to your community or everybody that's watching in the chat, Nata?
I just want to say, like, thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you guys for being, like I said from earlier, where it takes like a village when it comes to community. Thank you guys for being my village. To anybody from my chat who's here, thank you for everybody that is part of Iceman's chat. Thank you guys so much for being here as well. Thank you guys. Thank you, Iceman, yourself, for having me on this podcast and for letting me be part of the kickoff.
No, thank you for being here, Nata. I mean, so Nata and I were planning on being on the podcast last year, but unfortunately, due to a schedule conflict on both of our ends, that wasn't able to happen. So, which is why she's here now. And also, I'm going to announce before we go that my podcast this year is going to be a few episodes longer than my past couple of seasons. So it's probably going to be about 11 or 12 episodes. And I'm also going to announce that next month, as you guys know, Persona 3 Reloaded comes out, and I'll be doing a Persona related podcast in February. I've already talked to the guests and everyone, and they've all have confirmed and that they'll be on. So I'll have more info on that if you're in my Discord, or you can check out my socials. And I have a bit of a surprise announcement. You guys are probably just seeing it right now, but for this next week, I am doing during a Genshin sponsored event. So all you gotta do is click on, I'm gonna click on that link, that little link right there that showed up above where I said Discord. And all you gotta do is sign up, create your player. If you reach level 6, rank at level 6, then I get a little commission off of that, which helps me and helps people that want to get into Genshin as well. So if y'all could do that, it would mean a lot to me. And with all that said, that is going to do it for this podcast. So again, big shout out to Kokonata, everyone. Nata, thank you for being on the show and everything.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
No problem. Much love, everybody. Stay icy.